Welcome to the midweek edition of Racing to Win. We're back at Happy Valley on Wednesday night for a 9-race program, and it's covered for you all right here on the show. And joined in the studio for the midweek edition by Paul Lally and Tom Wood. And Tom, what can we look forward to?
I don't think there's any sort of standouts on the program Wednesday night, Mark. Looks to be a fairly sort of stock standard sort of meeting. Class 5, 4 and 3 all represented. Of course, Beauty Infinity was undone last time out at a short price, but I think he can bounce back, Paul.
Yeah, I think he can as well. He looks like he's a horse going places, and look, the other horse has got away on him, I think.
Can you sprinkle in some jackpot joy?
We can do that, actually. We'll do that for you, Mark. We can put 1.6 million into the triple trio. No, of course, it's always good to have extra money flowing around. 1.6 million into the triple trio, which gets up to 4 million, and 100,000 going into the first double trio. We saw a double trio jackpot on the weekend, and it was paid over 2 million, I think.
It did indeed. So that is what is coming up on Wednesday night. We'll have a closer look at the program shortly. We are a week and a half away from one of the biggest days of racing in Hong Kong. It is FWD Champions Day. You saw the slogan there, which are 10 on Tuesday morning. None bigger than one of the horses in our first trial. It is Golden 60, but he wasn't the only big name in this heat. California Spangle leads for home.
He was up on the pace here for Brenton Avdallah, who's building up a great association with the Tony Cruz galloper, and he moved really well up on the pace with the horse on his outside. An unraced PP here in Hong Kong called Top Gun, but really Vincent Ho stoked Golden 60 up at about the 300, 350, and he let rip very strongly over the final stage. You can see that California Spangle wanted to go with him, but he was under a good hold. But pretty impressive piece of work there, I thought, Paul, from Golden 60 in the end.
Yeah, he was asked to do something, wasn't he? And he definitely did it. There's no question there. California Spangle, look, you see sometimes these horses get a little bit flat after a travel, when they travel away and that. But he looked good, I thought, as well. And as you say, when he saw that other horse go past him, he wanted to chase him.
He did. He's a completely different California Spangle than he was earlier in the season. This horse, Paul, Mr. Versatile, Galaxy Patch. He's been in the Derby. He's raced over 1,000 metres. He's going to have to take on Golden 60, though.
Yeah, he is. But his trial was just as good, I thought. You see him come down the outside, and he showed really good acceleration about there, and just went on with it. So, what's his best distance? I mean, this is the question for this horse. He turns up. Everything that's asked of him, he turns up, and he does it. So, look, Golden 60 is going to be a good battle.
Karis Teaton was on board for this piece of work this morning, and you could just see Karis sort of tug at the reins about the 250 to make him change his leg, and when he did and balanced up, he looked very good there too.
He did indeed. And for some more reaction on that trial from Galaxy Patch, Nick spoke to his trainer, Pierre Rung.
Pierre Rung, we're building up to a huge meeting coming up on the 28th of April, FWD Champions Day, of course. You've got Galaxy Patch engaged. We've seen him trial here this morning. He looked very good.
Yeah, he did very well, quite easy enough. His racing manner seems to be more mature, and the jockey felt like he really improved from the last race.
How much are you looking forward to the task at hand here, Pierre? Obviously, it's a big ask, but what he's done so far, this horse has been very impressive.
Yeah, he's been very impressive for pretty much every distance. And what I'm looking for is just a good run. Running the Golden 60, we'll be happy. We'll just learn from that race, and he'll be a better horse next season.
What has he had to sort of work on, Pierre, this horse? I mean, having spoke to Karis and yourself previously, obviously he's always been a little bit keen, a little bit eager. Is that just a case of immaturity? Did you feel that he is now settling down into the finished article?
Yes, he definitely does settle now. During this trial, he does settle a bit more when they slow up, so it's much more easier to handle. We just trying to switch him into a press a button horse. So he did that in the trial, so I'm happy enough.
And I imagine, Pierre, with a horse of his talent and ability, when you say obviously to get him sort of be a bit more push button, it's that much easier with horses like him, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Once they got it in there, they're not overdoing it. There's a big plus for him.
As for sort of, a horse like him in your stable, I mean, you've got some pretty handy ones, the likes of Taj Dragon, of course, and obviously good old Duquois, we can't not mention him, but this guy, he might just be a bit special.
Yeah, he's definitely special. To be second in Derby, second in a Group 1 1400, is something that we look forward to next 2 seasons.
Yeah, he looks thoroughly exciting. And what does he do between now and the 28th, Pierre? What does his work schedule look like?
Just one more gallop, 1 or 2 more gallop, and that will be very easy for him to handle.
Riding arrangements. You had Blake Shin ride him last time. Does he stick up? Does he stay on board?
Yes, he's riding him next race, so it might be his last race for the season as well. Yeah.
Massive week coming up, and the website, the best place to go. There'll be track work, shows, Champions Day special. It's all coming up next week as part of Hong Kong racing. But before we get there, we've got Happy Valley on Wednesday night, and these are the meeting details for the 9 races, which will get underway at the time of 6:40 local. We're on the C course for meeting number 64 of the season. The 2 races we preview: the 5th, the Class 3 over the 1200, and the 9th, the Class 3 over the 1650 metres. Race number 5, Bowen Handicap, has Celestial Colours at the top of the book. He's going to tangle with Kaholo Angel again. They had a great battle at the Valley 2 starts ago, the pair of them. Wings of War has placed his last 3 here. Lucky Archangel is a 6-time course and distance winner. Active Faith goes up in trip. California Sybil has had 3 trials since we last saw him. Captain Win has placed all 3 starts, course and distance, with Joy Cumming having his second go in this grade, Tom, and the pace does come from Celestial Colours.
Well, he wasn't the quickest away last time out, and then he got a tad sort of keen when they gave him a squeeze towards the first turn to muster some pace, and in the end ran 4th. California Sybil, he's a horse that could potentially sit up there as well. He was off the pace last time out. He's got Angus Chung on from barrier 5, but what do they do, Paul, with Kaholo Angel, with Alice Wong riding?
Yeah, I think they'll just push on. I think they'll eventually get across, but this just illustrates from that wide draw, he might have to just work a little bit before he does get across. You're right about Celestial Colours. He was a bit slow away, and look, I think they'll just try and get him to the front and try and settle him in this particular race. Captain Win, he's been racing well, but he's drawn wide. He'll have to go back. Great State, the grey horse, he'll go back as well.
He's having his first run in Hong Kong over 1200 metres, Great State, just the second over 1200 of his career. But we do start with Douglas White talking. He's charged Wings of War with Nick.
Douglas, Wings of War is a runner for you on Wednesday night. You haven't had him all that long in your stable, but you must be pleased with what he's doing so far.
Yeah, he's a picture of health at the moment. He hasn't set a foot wrong since he's walked into the yard, and probably been a bit unlucky on a few occasions due to circumstances, but the horse himself, he's holding his form, and he's racing with a bit of purpose.
Just on those 3 runs that you've had him for, I mean, to his credit, I mean, he's bumped in. The winners of those races have been horses that are in form, finding form, etc., etc. So, he's certainly running true to his mark and up to form, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the form stacks up pretty well. As you indicated, the horses that have beaten him have been competitive again and are decent horses in the grade. So he's done a good job so far. And he comes back tomorrow night in similar form.
You've got the luxury, Douglas, always of riding track work, of course. How has he felt? I know you've had a sit on him since then.
Yeah, I have. He's held his form. He's a horse. He's a burly horse, so he can get away with you. But he's held his form, and he feels fluent in his action and pretty healthy.
I mean, and just going back to his European form, I mean, he's got that touch of class. I mean, if he brought that to the races, which he probably doesn't have to do a great deal to do so, then he's certainly going to be winning races here.
Yeah, his European form certainly suggests that he has got the ability. It's I think it was just a matter of welcome to Hong Kong with him and getting his mind around a few things. But he settled in well, as I've said, and look, he's healthy.
Talking of welcoming to Hong Kong, obviously we've welcomed Mary Slack as an owner, which is great. I imagine this one would give you plenty of pleasure if you could get a winner for Mary. I mean, there obviously is a connection there, and I mean, her and her family are huge in South Africa. I imagine you've donned these colours and won on them in the past, surely.
Yeah, we go back a long way. Lovely family, a lot of history. Rode for them a long time ago, and it would be fantastic to eventually get a winner for them as a trainer.
Well, speaking of colours, Tom, we move on to one of the opposition called Celestial Colours. Now, we're going back 2 starts ago and show you from midway down the back where he's outside of Kaholo Angel. they went at it, this pair, from a fair way out, and they were still both there at the end.
Yeah, and this time round he was carrying the 133 pounds, and Kaholo Angel, of course, had a decent pull in the weights, and he looked like Kaholo Angel probably had his measure, but he was really able to fight back strongly and win this race. And of course, subsequently he's been back to the race and was slow away, and then obviously got a bit revved up into that first turn and was beaten 3 3/4 lengths, carrying the 135 pounds. He has to shoulder that again, Paul, but I did like the way he's won his trials. So in a race where there's only a few chances, I think he's still got a big part to play here.
I agree, yeah. And look, if he can jump, which he has done in every start bar the last one, and get to the front, I think he can dictate. Kaholo Angel, again, comes in with that really light weight, but I didn't like the way he attacked the line there. He was sort of fading on the line, and he's got a wide draw to overcome.
That was that race, Celestial Colours, that trial that Tom mentioned. He beat Stoltz and beat him easily up at Chungfa by just under 4 lengths. Hugh Bowman's rides. Paul, are there some winners amongst these?
Northern Beast, definitely. I think he's a winner waiting to happen. Time Storm caught the eye at his last start at Sha Tin, so he'll get his chance as well. But on that page, definitely Northern Beast. Kaying Chair, look, he's coming back into this after a bit of a break. Haven't seen him since the last part of last year, and I thought Golden Darcy was ready to win up to 1650.
He's got Glory Cloud in one of those earlier races for Casper Founds. He's drawn wide, but I think with the right sort of circumstances and some speed on, he can play his part too.
He's certainly rattled home Glory Cloud in a recent all-weather trial. Off we go, Tom 2. A Captain Win running 3rd, Joy coming 8th, and Lucky Archangel 11th. He's still hard to have on a windline, Captain Win, but his last 3 around the valley have all been very good.
Yeah, it's good to see him returning to some sort of form. It's been nearly 900 days since he's been able to win a race, this guy. Of course, he won his first race here in Hong Kong with David Hall, and look, he's been consistent, but I struggle this time round, Paul, to have him from 10. He wasn't strong at the line there by any stretch.
No, I've put him on a very minor line because he is racing well, but as you said, Mark, he's very hard to have on a win line.
He is. That was Captain Win, and Lucky Archangel, who appeared in that replay, Paul, is here also. Active Faith. Now, this is 2 starts ago for him. He's since run over 1,000 metres, but his best form is the 1,200 at the Valley.
Yeah, and he did run on quite nicely over that 1,000 last time as well. He's going to get a perfect run. He's got good gate speed, this horse. So from barrier number 1, I think he can sit just in behind the pace. He'll definitely get his opportunity. There's no question about this. He's slightly higher than his last winning rating. He won off 60 last time. He is up to the 66 rating, but from barrier 1, I think he's more than capable.
He didn't have a great deal of early pace last time out, but he had a good battle there in that last race we saw with the Colourful Emperor, and we know he's been racing really well around the valley recently.
He sure has. So that's how the boys see the replays of race number 5. Paul, who is the winner though?
Going to go with the last horse we just talked about, Active Faith. I think he could just pounce late. He sits in behind, back to 1,200, looks good. Celestial Colours from the front, Wings of War. I thought he had every chance last time, but he is in good form at the moment, so wanted to include him in Captain Win. 7-1-4-9.
Same Quinella forecast there with 7 and 1 Active Faith on top, back to course and distance that he does enjoy for John Size and Brenton of Della with barrier number 1, so we should get all favours from there. Celestial Colours just has to shoulder the top weight. Going to give Kaholo Angel the benefit of the doubt from a wide draw. Hopefully Alice can get him to come back underneath him if he does have to manoeuvre him forward in the early stages. And Wings of War was the other one, but look, I thought he had every chance last time out. He is a 13-start maiden now here in Hong Kong, but the form around him with Colourful Emperor, Harmony and Blessed is 1, and of course Colourful Emperor has since run 2nd as well. 7-1-3-4.
The boys singing from the same hymn book with Active Faith in race number 5. Off to a break, back with plenty more bad jokes like that and a whole lot more right after this. Welcome back to Racing to Win as we preview Happy Valley on Wednesday night, and it is time out of the break to turn our attention to Finding Bigfoot Meets Racing to Win, because we're looking for a Northern Beast.
Yeah, Northern Beast for sure. This horse is just a winner waiting to happen, I thought, and we can have a look at this run once again. He got really well back. He hit the line strongly. He's down in the cellar grade here of class number 5, but he looks better than a class 5 horse. He does have to carry the top weight, that's just the thing, but he's drawn nicely in barrier 5, and he finished off this race really strongly behind Can't Go Wong, who was another one that looked ready to win. So I think he can win. Race 2, number 1, Northern Beast.
Do you think they'll ever find Bigfoot?
I think they would have found him by now, to be honest.
I think so.
With deforestation and everything, I think they would have found him.
Yep. All right. So Northern Beast can win. Bigfoot will never be found. As we move on to race number 9 now on Wednesday night, and it's a Class 3 over the 1650 metres. Silver Sonic has been back to the trial since we last saw him. Samarkand is a 3-time course and distance winner and carries an extra £8. Red Hair King was huge last start. Wide the trip, still won, goes up £6 for it. Show Respect 7-day backup, giddy up to the 1650 for the first time. Affordable cheek pieces on, Romantic Lau cheek pieces and the hood come off. Capital Legend, a Class 4 winner at his last start. And Zoom Boom placed his only time course and distance when running 3rd behind race rival Show Respect last time, Tom.
Samarkand can lead here. Show Respect on a quick turnaround. He's another one that can sit handy. Red Hair King, he had that really tough run last time out. Then you've got Charity Bingo and Capital Legend to Paul and Lucky Ed. I'm not sure if we're on the Discovery or the Nat Geo Wild channel, but he could be caught in the wilderness.
He could well be that horse, Lucky 8, because he's a horse that does like it over a lot shorter. They're persevering over this longer trip.
We can make it the Discovery Channel right now because Nick is about to discover from David Hayes what Samarkand has done since his last win.
David, Samarkand is a horse who's really found form this season, I guess in no small part to an association with Jerry Chow. More on that shortly, but how is the horse since his last win?
He keeps on keeping on. He's got an awkward gait, but we've stuck to the same process that's won 4 races this year, and he looks like he's holding his form.
He's going to jump from a wide gate as well. I guess that does obviously put a little bit of a spanner in the works.
Yeah, look, you never know, but on form there's not a lot of speed, so he might zip across and lead.
Is he his own best enemy in some respects? He never wins by that far, so I guess the handicapper can't penalise him too much.
Yeah, he's really creeped up the ratings for winning. He hasn't had a blockbuster win, and that works in Hong Kong.
You're a man, I'm sure, who keeps a keen eye on the form book always. Ivy League ran 5th in that race last time, so that's looking good.
Yes, very much so. So there's no doubt that he's a genuine Class 3 horse, and if he doesn't have too hard a first 400, he's going to be hard to beat again.
Mentioned about him and Jerry, of course. Jerry's got a good association with him. What is it you think that clicks between the pair?
I don't know, but Jerry's very confident about the horse and rides him well every time.
Team are in good form. Winners keep flowing. Just a line on Lucky Encounter. Good to see him back in the winners' enclosure.
Yes, he was a dominant winner, and he's heading up to 1400 on the International Day. And if he can run 14, it just gives him so many more options next season, because I do think he's a horse that will go places. He's still maturing and getting better.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, we haven't scripted this interview at all, but it leads me very nicely on to my next question. Obviously, an eye-catching entrant for Champions Day is Little Bros, a horse that you've taken over now here in Hong Kong, of course, one that the family know well. Is he going to run first up in that race, David? And I guess it's a big, exciting time for everyone.
Yeah, look, I'm trialling him Friday in the blinkers. The question he will run, it's whether I run him inside blinkers or blinkers. The feedback from the boys is that he's a better horse in blinkers. He's an entire, helps him concentrate. They've always told me that he's a lazy track work and trial horse, and I think his trials have been that. They've been effective, lazy, but he would need to race better than he trials to be winning this race. But, you know, it's $22 million to find out, so he's a Group 1 winner. Why not give it a try?
Exactly that. I mean, he has got plenty of class, hasn't he? I mean, they don't give Group 1s away.
No, but he's probably won a Group 1 in the State League, and if you put it in athletics terms, he's in the Olympics this week. So it's a big step up. He has to improve a bit on what he's done.
And those trials on Friday will be at Happy Valley. Off we go, Tom, to a win a couple of starts ago for Show Respect. Of course, he raced last week and was very unlucky. Zoom Boom, Quantum Patch. Lucky 8 hasn't taken the step up to 1650 at this stage, and Romantic Klaus just struggling a bit.
Yeah, he is struggling. He had a wide run this time round to Romantic. Now, Show Respect on a quick turnaround here. Last time out, he had a good run on the fence, was held up a little bit, and it was somewhat of a blanket finish there. I thought Zoom Boom would be a chance in a race like this, and Quantum Patch, Paul, meets Show Respect £8 better off, and he was staying on from the back.
Yeah, it was a good run from him as well. So I think all those three you mentioned are really good chances. And this, just Show Respect, the quick backup was just a little query because he went bang, bang, and then he sort of was slightly held up last time. So we'll see if he can bounce back.
Red Hair King, Paul, is in our next replay. He has had all his starts this season, 10 of them at Happy Valley, and none better than this win. This was enormous.
It was huge. I think he can win this horse. He's drawn nicely in barrier number 4. He didn't have much luck, even though he 2 starts ago, and he's come through here and he's won really nicely. Red Hair King got to the middle of the track, and look, he's just a horse. He was quite an expensive yearling, this one, and it's all just starting to come right for him. The 1650 by So You Think looks ideal once again, so he's going well.
He's got to carry another 6 pounds in this race, but a peak performance from him last time out, really, to sit as wide as he did the whole way, could not get in, and still had the audacity to kick on and win. He's had a recent trial up at Chungfari, ran on pretty well there too.
It's a good report for Red Hair King. We move on now, Tom, to Giddy Up. This is a couple of starts ago for him when he won at Sha Tin. He's raced on a rain-affected track since, also at Sha Tin, and ran 9th, and has had 2 trials to prepare for this race.
And he was a bit unlucky last time too as well, Giddy Up. He was towards the back and didn't really have a great deal of room in the early stages, and then after that he wasn't really able to run on at all when he was sent out a 4.2 favourite. He's been running against some horses that have been in good form in this race, Blue Marlin and Kosa. I don't mind him here from barrier 11. He'll be back and running on. Hopefully there's a good enough pace for him.
Yeah, that's what he needs, isn't he? I mean, yeah, superb kid run second that he's come out and won since. So look, he does come out in good form race. A little query I just had was Happy Valley.
Last Wednesday night, Paul, Capital Legend victorious. This was down in grade though, so he's on a quick backup. Would you prefer him in Class 4?
Well, he obviously can win in Class 4. We can see that here, no problems whatsoever. So yeah, I do prefer him down there. He's drawn nicely enough in 6, but the quick backup, up in grade, I was happy to watch him in this.
He was right on the cusp. He beat foremost Teddy this night just on a week ago. Won by a neck. He has been capable in this grade, but didn't quite get in this time.
All right, we leave him out for Tom. And Paul, who do you like in this race?
Going to go Red Hair King to win again. He got wide from barrier 4. I don't think he will from barrier 4 this time. Quantum Patch from the back, Zoom Boom and Show Respect all coming out of the same race. 4-2-11-5.
Yeah, I think Red Hair King can win again as well for Tony Cruz and Matthew Chadwick. Quantum Patch is in number 2, 6 Giddy Up, and also through in number 11, and that is Zoom Boom. But clearly with number 4 on the top, Red Hair King.
And a reminder, race by race preview available on the website, allraceshkjc.com. Click on audio and video. We click on now, Paul, to your best bet.
Going to go with a horse earlier in the card. A horse called Parents Love comes up in race 3, number 9, drawn ideally in barrier 1. Look, last time he's had 2 starts at Happy Valley. He drew 10 and 9. He came in down the straight 1,000. He's won trials down the straight 1,000. He's won trials at Happy Valley as well. And I thought it was a really good run. He wasn't beaten by much. Prosecco was in good form here, and he stayed on well, wasn't beaten much. Back to Happy Valley from barrier 1. I think he can win in the long shot, wide open race, the distance race, race 4, up to 1,800 metres, Gold Tackle, well-rated horse now. So make him the long shot. We'll make the play in race number 6 with Kaying Chair, Country Dancer and Chair for Self, QQP.
Northern Beast, race 2, number 1, Class 5. Give him strength here. He's placed 3rd off a rating of 52. All the way back in the early days of his career. A little unlucky last time out. He was held up at a crucial point, and in the end after that he was no match for the winner, who was Can't Go Wong. He's been back to the trials since, and he was held together in that barrier trial. So he's drawn better this time round. Northern Beast, race 2, number 1, David Hall and Hugh Bowman. Value, he should be a decent price. Silver Spurs, race 6, number 6, coming to Happy Valley for the first time. He's trialled here in the past. Didn't mind his recent barrier trial with the blinkers on, but they're not on this time round. Vincent Ho, Casper Founds, and we'll go the last race with the play. 2, 4 and 6, Quantum Patch, Red Hair King and Giddy Up.
The best bet is a race 5, number 7, Active Faith, is going to follow Celestial Colours. Seacourse Rail always opens up, thinking he can get through on the inside of him and beat him. Flying Silver is a 3-time winner over the 1,800 metres, gets in with no weight on his back. Angus will take the 5 off. Barrier number 5 is a good draw in the forecast. Active Faith to blast the inside past Celestial Colours, and they run 1-2 in the 5th, numbers 7 and 1. That has been Racing to Win. Tom, we look ahead to after Wednesday night, back to Happy Valley, a week on Wednesday and slot it in between as one of those Saturday afternoon meetings.
Yes, there's a few good jackpots for that as well, and there's some decent racing coming up at the weekend. Chilchibi returning, Paul, taking on the likes of Speed Dragon, Flaming Rabbit.
Yeah, Flaming Rabbit up to 1,800 metres. He's going up in trip there, so we'll see how he goes.
We will indeed. But that has been Racing to Win for Wednesday night at Happy Valley. Big thanks to both Tom and Paul, and the best of luck to you when we go racing at the Valley on Wednesday night with the first of 9 getting underway at 6:40.